Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in a Nest. It's Friday afternoon and I have a sense of excitement for so many reasons. But most of all, it's that at the end of this wonderful day, I have a chance to come down and talk with you and share with you some, what I'm going to call eye candy. As you know, if you've been around here for a while, I had quite an opportunity in the last 3 months to travel and to work and to collect and to stitch most of all. And today is about sharing with you some, for the last time in this sort of format, the last of my trip to Jaipur. But before we start, you might want to get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, or you're stitching out, or just have me in the background, because you probably don't even need to listen to what I say, because hopefully this just brings you joy in, I might be repeating myself, but I think we need colour and joy right now. So I'm starting with everything here has, except the flowers, have come from my trip to India. And I'm going to start with my daily practice when I was in Jaipur was to sit and to admire the flowers, and these brass cups were always on my breakfast table, and there was one in my room, and I fell in love with them. And because again, it's a story, and so these arrived in one of the boxes, and I haven't got marigolds, but I do have lavender, I do have salvia. These are little wild daisies that I didn't realize I should have refreshed, but hey, they're becoming dried daisies. So just a reminder that any flower is a good flower, especially for us in Australia going into winter. We've got less and less of the blooms, but I know those of you in the Northern Hemisphere are coming into spring. So whatever season we are, we can't take our flowers for granted. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a whole lot. I wouldn't mind having some flowers showing, but you know, maybe I'll put them on this side. Yeah, because I'm a bit clumsy. But my eye says they need to be in the top right hand corner. Okay, are you ready for the ride? So, contrast. Everything that I'm showing has been collected by me because either it's color and or texture. It's layering, it's stitching, and most of all, it's beauty. So I'm going to start with something that we're more used to, but this is Kate's first time. So here is my first bundle of block print. I have been having a lovely play, and these are going to be in my bazaar. And I want you to know this isn't a selling video. I just want you to feast on the combination of these absolutely soft and gorgeous cotton fabrics, each with an individual design, and that one is the one I'm using in my latest flowers in vases for the vase. So I've got these all in different combinations, but the name of this one, because it's the beginning of the video, is Ruby Rara, because they've come from Rajasthan and I love the idea of jewels. So that's the Ruby Rara bundle. You'll see more of those, but not in this video. Okay, look at this for a treasure. Many of us, well, many of you, because I can't do so fine, love stitching and making patterns and weaving. And this piece is, I think it's a wall hanging, but the stitching in all of these different squares is different. And I'm going to do my research and find out the names of these different stitches that have the mirrors in them. But I just look at each of those as a square, and with our dangles. These are two really big ones. How about that for hot pink? um, that's just the colors that you see in India and the interplay. So I keep saying it's just amazing to find a culture that embraces color every single day on ordinary days. And look at this for the backing. It's like a ticking, a stripe ticking. And look at those big stitches that must have been used to, but I can't see them on the front. So this is where we learn about the stitching of others. Okay, so that's a bit of glitz and glory to start us off. Now I'm going to go to this find of mine. I should have got the colours organised, but I haven't. So in one of my favourite shops, I found well, would you call it a quilt top? I don't think it was a quilt top, but it is patchworked bits of block print already cut into squares and put together. And there are so many of them, and I've been pulling them apart into what fits naturally. I think it's 8 blocks wide, which is probably like a meter, and meters and meters this way. So I have been dividing them into two squares wide and 8 long, which is 16 squares. And I will have these in the bazaar because it's a great way of me not having to choose. And if you were interested in getting a collection of just completely different block prints, this is a great way to do it. And I think it's totally random in its color. But each one, like you just can't take, they're the same, any of them for granted. Look at the butterflies and look at these. And I think this is the block print that Amy Butler sells, I'm not sure. But it's got everything. Just show you a few more so that there's a repeat of the butterfly. Look at the colours in here. So there's something in every strip for everybody. And I thought that might be a great, way of, as I said, taking the choice out. And for you, if you want a collection of block prints, but in our slow stitching, we don't need a lot of them, that you could have them because it's all about sharing. So like every single one, look at that. Every single one is different and beautiful. So that's just a little sampler of the cottons. Love them. Speaking of cottons, I showed you that I have bought some of these hand drawn and coloured in designs, but I managed to get 2, I think, of these, so they're actually in original Indian wooden frames and very old and yes, damaged, but that makes it even more exciting and beautiful. So look, and it goes with today's colour scheme as well. Not that I planned that, but isn't that just beautiful? I'll put a bit of that colour back and love it. So some of those. I love seeing other people stitching, and this resonated with me because it reminded me of the lovely Zoe, who owns and runs the Green Door Studio, which is my home studio. She is incredible at stitching flowers. Oh, not flowers. I'm looking at my flowers and feeling such joy. Circles. And when I saw this, I was thinking of Zoe, and I just had to collect it because, my friends, this is all completely hand done. But there's not just one circle. It's, I don't know how wide that'd be, nearly a metre wide, and goes on and on. And look at this, for the use of fluoro. So different colour, alternating, and then that fluoro in these tiny stitches. So that's sort of in the pink tones, but look at it on the back. So, and it all like cotton, but I think this is silk. Yeah, I think that's silk that's been stitched on. Loved it so much that I saw it. My eyes have gone. I've just lost something. Oh, buried under the right. I saw it then in the orange. And this one has the purple and the fluoro, and then red. So completely different, but you can see how they sort of go together. So these would make, this fabric would make a gorgeous outside of a pouch, the backing of a wall hanging, who knows, or just patches on a bigger work. So I am going to share those because there's too much here for me. I'm just in awe of textiles, and it's like the more you look, the more you see. Now, if you are a kantha person, have you tried going around in circles? And if not, just, you don't have to, but be inspired. Like I find that glorious. And I get reassured because they're not perfect, and that's what I want us to understand. There's no need to apologize for not being perfect. All right, the variety of stitches that I have collected blows my mind. So there we are with little circles, and then to this piece, which I think is, and I know these come, now that's 15 because the lovely man that sold it to me itemized all my pieces. And I gave myself a limit of how many pieces I could have. Now he gathers them from villages and places all over, and these might not be native, but this is the equivalent of cross stitch. And my friend Kristen, and in fact all the girls, Zoe and Missy as well, have been doing cross stitching, especially inspired by Beck's work on the Betsy pouch. But look at this, it's bigger cross stitch, and the patterns that are made out of it. So leaves. So I don't know, I'm calling these cats. Would they be cats? I didn't see any cats in India, so it might have come from somewhere else. I need to soak this gently because it feels a bit dusty in my hands, but just great to see on a different backing a stitch that we see a lot of in the West. And birds everywhere, we all love birds. So that's cross stitch. Where will I go next? So many beautiful things. All right, let's go to this. This is silk, and it's sari, sari silk. And different to my others, I'm not sure that it's even ever been used. And is this not a thing of exquisite beauty? So I have some of this braid separate. Here it's as part of it, but stitched in this tiny pattern. And then we have the actual pattern itself. So we have this goldy maroon against the green. Look at that for a design. It was just in a pile, beautifully folded. And as I said, I think it's brand new. And there's meters and meters, so this will be included as an option. And I can imagine stitching, like there's all sorts of possibility. Canthering this, using it as patches, using this as a braid, folding it over as a binding, cutting that little bit off. This sweet little purple daisies. I mean, that's what blows my mind, as well as everything, is just the individually thought out different patterns on one design. Like, look at that. Then those little pretty flowers, then this pattern and that pattern before we even get to the green. And I'll never say I don't like green again, because it was just that I wasn't able to use it well. So how about that? I just want to pile all of these up. I might leave that one there, because, you know, until I had never felt silk, except, I don't know. And this is like spun gold. Can you tell I absolutely love it? And I want you to feel this contrast. I wrote in it, oh look, I'm an eclectic and I'm messy. But I do hope that you hear that I love all of this, because I love genuinely every single piece. Now this one you might have a giggle at, because I am. I've got this because I'm going to hang it over my mirror on my dressing table. This is crochet along the top. It's designed as a over the door hang. You know, I don't know about you. I have vague memories of beaded, you know, curtains that you used to walk through under doors. Well, this is maybe like the Indian equivalent, but it frames the door. Maybe that's the word. Look at that. I could wear that on my sleeve. Wouldn't that be fun? But it's attached to this, and all of these are beads. Can you imagine the patience of increasing or decreasing? So it goes right down to the bottom here, which they must have run out of thread, or is that intentional? It's different on both sides, so I'm not sure what has happened, but I crochet and many of you crochet, and just look at that as an example. So it started off with trebles and then have added this weave to the side, beaded it, and then at the end talk about genuine cotton pom-poms all the way around. And so I was I've got my bangles on again today. If you watched yesterday's video, there's a story there. But I just thought that's the fitting thing to go over my dressing table. So that's where that one is. So I'm showing, you won't see it probably again because that's where it's living. What do you think so far? Are you getting a thrill? I hope so, because for many of us it's so different. And as I said, in my little life in down under, I never dreamed that I would get this experience. Okay, I don't know, this is number 9 of my pieces, so I must have found it early. I don't know what you call this, but it's beautiful, as everything is. It's like a linen, so probably, yeah, I'd say like a linen tea towel. Look at that, it's ombre on the back. Maybe I'll turn it up this way because I don't know if there's a right or wrong, but maybe this is. It is stitched. Well, I don't know what, it must be stitched. All of those little circles, I'll put them up really close. So yeah, they've been done. So that's the back. You might know more about this than me. That is the back. You can see all the hand stitching. So everything is hand done. So we've got those circles, and then around the edges, we've got all these different designs. And you can see there, cotton thread, like long satin stitches. And then here's a kantha that has been 3 rows and woven between. Look at this in the corner. Now that might be machined, I'd say, yeah, on that part, like the binding. But each one of these, like, look at the lacy bits. Yeah, and it feels so soft and squishy in the hand. So that's very long. Look at that pattern. So this has to go on a wall in my house. I'm just giggling because my husband is such an accepting person. Every afternoon he's coming home from work and going, oh, I hadn't seen that in that corner before. So it really is a shifting feast. Now, many of us don't like purple, and we don't like green or pink and blue, but it doesn't matter when you look at something like this. Like the design of that, because now I can see the triangles, diamonds. Just amazing. I'm going to leave that there for a sec. Because it's like a quilt with stitching. Scrummy, scrummy, scrummy. So if it's a grey day or it's deep at night, please know that there's sunshine and the colour in the world, and we need it. All right, only a few pieces left to go. I think I've taken you through most of, I've had a lot more fabric arrive. So, shall I show you a little bit different ones? Oh, here's a quick. This is a basket of trims I'm prepping. Oh, did I hit the camera? Probably. Oh. can't find the... Oh, I might have taken them out to the other room, my friends. I've got a lot of... And these are different to the cotton. So I'll give you just this one, but I think I've got 3 or 4 different ones. This is like voile. And can you see, like, it's like the pattern is true block printing, because you can see that the paint has run, and that's the right side. And just exquisite for slow stitching, outlining, applique, but just different shapes. You know, we're quite used to Western flowers. I'm not, but because I'm a late starter, but I'm so excited about... So that's a marigold in there. I don't know what that big one is, but just the lighter voile. So imagine putting, and I'm going to curate some pouch kits with some blanket in case anyone wants the cape. I shouldn't say the cape, but do you know what I mean? I'll put some things together, and we might even do one. I don't know, but that and some block print, and then canted and embroidered. And here in Australia, we're coming up. Did I say that yesterday? Mother's Day. So I'm hoping to get things up and to be posted so that they can be gifts, or a big gift to yourself. I think I did say that yesterday. Okay, leave that there. I've got 2 big pieces to show you. This is incredibly old, and the man who runs the shop bought this out because he could see how much I loved textile. It is hand crocheted. I need to soak it. Look at this cotton ecru. Each individual square, I think, is different all the way around in this incredible combination of colours. I don't know, I haven't studied how it's been put together. I think this, I don't know how it's been done, but that's the border, and these are the main triangles. They're not triangles. I almost heard you say that. They're diamonds. Is that not exquisite? And again, turns out that this is a bit of a purpley themed moment. I've got all colours, but it'll be good for you to see that I collect things that are other than pink and bright. Look at that. Absolutely glorious. There do seem to be some joins. Okay, it's a huge piece. Look at this. The variations of the blue. I really need to get almost a like, let's look at the back, see if we can work out what's been happening. I think I'm totally wrong. It must be cross stitch. And that's the crochet. because each of these, I don't know, but that is definitely hand stitching, because you can see the little, and look at the stitches around the edge there. Oh, it takes my breath away. Oh, I mean, amazing, amazing. Lifelong learners, that's what we all are here, aren't we? And creative. And just the fact that you have stayed this long, I'm grateful for, because I would still do it if you weren't here. Oh, I've got two more. This one, look at the birds. I think it was the birds that sold me Kate in the Nest and all of that. This time it's cotton, cheaper, but you can see hand stitched. And this style, I know, comes from a different region, but you can actually see, oh, actually that, I love that. There's the stencil part still showing because it hasn't been completed. So there's the little bird's feet. Happy flowers. And then these, again, I'm thinking these as a pocket could be used, or on a tote bag. Each is an individual story. And I think there's a bird mostly. Bird there, bird there. And just, there's an elephant. It's got a safety pin there. I love the back of that one. Look at those two birds. Look at the pattern. With the blue. Is that on all of them? Oh, yes. So maybe on the elephant, I would choose to use that. Oh. Time is slipping away because I am in such awe. So look at that. Sorry everyone, I'm repeating myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stitching. Incredible. So that's definitely, I'm going to harvest those off there and they will be available, I think. And then there's stories, horsey stories and birdie stories and flower stories. So let's put that up there as a backdrop. Doesn't really go, but I love it. And I have one piece to show you. I bought quite a number of kantha quilts, and this time I think I may have said, I don't know whether I did, that I was more discerning and probably looked in a different way to the quilts that I bought. So this one is probably a favorite in that it's so soft and would look absolutely gorgeous over a bed. And the block print and the edging, so let's look at the edging. It's pure kantha, and the size of the stitches tells you how old it is. So I love that it's worn. Look at all these stitches. They've gone round over this. So it's like the Indian equivalent of ticking. And here it's true patchwork in that it's not even. See that funny shape? And then it runs into another one. I wonder if I can, oh, I always, do I go out? No, I go like this. I'll try and give you more pictures of it. So it is just a divine combination, and wildly all of these different prints go together. And here is the true wear. I was talking to Sally at Open Studio about getting this effect, and I said I think it's truly just the age of the quilt and the wearing of the backing cotton. And look at that, patched and beautiful. So I would use this as a reversible single bedspread. I think it is in terms of size. So you have the block print, and then you have this beauty. Like, I don't know about you, but I find that absolutely glorious. The wear, and like, that must be 3 layers, because I know like traditional quilting, it was layer upon layer because we can't see anything green. So this bit has worn through. That is art. Here's more. Look at this pinky part. Oh, and here's, like, it's just divine and so soft. So I just thought I'd finish with that, because you've seen every colour, you've seen mirrors, you've seen metals, and here is the softest eider down. I buried everything, but there's my little flowers from Jaipur there. The lavender smells beautiful. Take the birds out of the way. Everything's buried. But I'm going to go now, and I'm just going to say thank you for watching. I hope you appreciated and enjoyed sharing just one little sample of the absolute beauty of textiles of India. Aren't we all blessed that the virtual world, well, the real world has let us travel, and then the virtual world lets me share these with you. Okay, how's that for an action-packed end shot? Please have a lovely rest of the day or the night, and I will see you again soon. I'm off to play, and people who are on my newsletter list will find out first when the bazaar is open, and it's only as little sleeps away as I can make it. So I might be in touch then. See you soon. Bye.